Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you a grow box. M&J sent me this and it's really neat. It's super cheap. It's a good way for us to start getting into growing on the cheap because this is a good, you could possibly sell these plants to people. I know the Economic Ninja talks about his business he had with the palm tree business. I'm going to experiment a little bit with it in my orchard as I get it going this year. And thank you for all the people that have reached out and kind of pushed me in the right direction in the way of an orchard in North Louisiana. If you're new to the channel, thank you for being here. Hit the like button while you're at it before we get going, and subscribe if you like this kind of information. And if you're not part of the Discord, get over there and check it out. This kind of information is over there as well. So this guy is called Plant Abundance. I'll put the link to his full video in the description, and it's really cool. Check it out.
So today I'm going to be sharing with you how to put together a grow box like this on the cheap. Less than $1, about 65 cents to be exact.
That's incredible.
I've actually turned a couple of these grow boxes here into self-wicking, automatic watering, off-grid style containers. By using these sandbags here, I can add some water directly into this growing container.
It'll pull it up.
Wick up from the bottom into the soil.
Yeah,
so I can
I've seen them
water
do
every
that
few
before.
days. I can check the soil moisture just by putting my finger down in there or observing to see if the top here is beginning to dry out, and I can add more water. But this reduces my time involved in growing my crops. And this literally only takes a couple minutes to put together. All this is a cardboard box and a hefty duty contractor style trash bag. And this bag,
how simple is that?
Is actually watertight. It will hold water if you want to do a self-wicking style bed, or you can create a little drainage pocket like this.
A little
so it can drain
drain
off the side. And the way I have this set up, the entire box is protected by this plastic. So you can set these outside, you don't have to worry about rain, and they'll hold up throughout the entire growing season, perhaps multiple seasons, depending on how you care for them. Now there's really only 3 items you need to put this together. A cardboard box, some of these Husky contractor cleanup bags, these are 3 mil 42 gallon heavy duty, and some high quality tape like Gorilla Tape. This box
that tape's expensive,
around 19 inches
but it is
long,
good.
About 10.5 inches tall, and about a foot wide.
All right, that's not a very big box.
And if you want to create a pot that drains or has an overflow, you want to leave a little extra bag material in there. Don't make it a perfect fit. And we're just going to turn this over. And basically, we're just going to fold this,
wraps it up
in a way as if we were wrapping a gift.
Yeah.
Now before we tape this in place, I do suggest spritzing it with a little bit of
get his tape to
alcohol and wiping it down, just so that the tape can better adhere, especially if this is going to be outside in the weather. And we'll just tape this down, and the bottom's done.
How simple is it? It's so cool.
Around, and that's all there is to it. You now have a growing container in which the cardboard is completely protected by the plastic, so you can put this outside without any issues. So we left a little
You might tape up the seams on the box as well.
We can now create a drainage hole in here, and what we want is for the water to exit a little ways away from the box so that it doesn't soak up into the cardboard. So we're going to make this drainage hole towards the bottom. If you're doing a water wicking system, you can make it about 3 or 4 inches up from the bottom, and that way if you got those outside and it rains, it'll overflow out of that hole. It'll never completely fill up. Okay, so I'm going to make a traditional planter box here and place my drain hole right here towards the bottom. So once again, I'm going to spray a little bit of isopropyl
Clean the
alcohol.
plastic, the bag. He's putting that tape on there so his drill doesn't get all bound up in the plastic bag.
I'm going to drill a 5/8 inch hole through the tape, the outside liner, and the cardboard box. But I don't want it to go through this plastic, so I'm going to move that away from the edge.
Now we'll talk about that in a minute.
So there we've got our hole now. Now we can take some of this excess material, and using our finger, we can start to push it through, at which point we can pull it out. And you can put another piece of tape just to kind of hold this in place.
He's got himself a little
now
spigot.
All you need to do is just put a little
That's
hole
a great
there
idea.
at the end. And now you've got a drain that will actually drain away from the box. That water never has contact with the cardboard.
There's a few things I might do a little bit different.
And now all you need to do is add in your soil and you're good to grow. And to make these awesome automatic watering self-wicking pots, all you need to do is to load up a sandbag like this with soil and plop them in your container. Now for these two containers, I did not create an overflow drain. I have these growing in my greenhouse. If you do plan on putting these outside and you expect quite a bit of rains to come into the area, you can install the drain like I just showed you up higher on the container. That way if the water level ever gets too high, it'll overflow out. I'd recommend putting it up at least 4 inches from the bottom of the box. And then to water these, all I need to do is add some water into these containers every few days. Pick yourself up a
That is
pack of
cool.
100 of these sandbags. They come to about 50 cents a piece. So if you want to put together a self-wicking grow container like this with 2 full-size pots, I'm going to be leaving these plants in here. This is their permanent residence, allowing them to grow out throughout the season. You're looking at a total of about $1.65. And if you just stick with the traditional grow box, you're looking at about 65 cents. Then all you need to do is source your growing soil. Hopefully you've got some compost going in your garden. You've got a nice pile that you can access, maybe an area of your yard you can dig up some quality
Hope you too, because you aren't going to grow much without it.
But if you do buy the bag stuff, an indoor-outdoor potting mix works very well. And if you want to beautify your new grow box, you can simply wrap a little bit of burlap around the outside, and you can easily connect that with a couple of these binder clips directly onto the box. You could also use a hot glue gun if you wanted to and make it nice and pretty around the edges. This is also going to add longevity to your box if you've got it out in the sun. The burlap will offer that plastic a bit more UV protection, and it can also help to keep your soil cooler, as the box is black, so if it's out in full sun it could heat up quite a bit. So by having a cover like this around the outside, not only does it look nice, but it's actually very functional.
All right, I didn't want to interrupt him while he was talking too much, but there's a few things there. When he drilled that hole, I think you could make that hole a little bit bigger, because it seems like just a little piece of trash would plug it up. Another thought would be, if you made it big enough, you could put a little piece of, 3/4, half-inch PVC in there, and maybe put a rubber band around it or something, that would keep it open. This just seemed like a great way for people that are in apartments, or people that are, at a rental property, a rent house, somebody that's even in a travel trailer waiting for the prices of houses to go down, to kind of get started growing on the cheap. I thought it was a great idea. Let me know what you think of this reaction video, how I could make it better, because there's a lot of stuff out there that really could help people, and I'm going to try to start gathering it and delivering it to you guys in this fashion. So guys, have an awesome, awesome day. I'll see you in the next one. Later.